Make sure I get my guest in here, Michele Coy. Where are you, Michele? Let's see. Let's get Michele to joining us. There she is. Oh, hey,
Hello.
Michele. How are you today?
I am well, Linda. Thank you for the invite.
Yes, I had to jump on here because we talked 2, 3 weeks ago, I think. We started talking about going on and making sure that I do my introductions for people who may not know you before you start doing your live series. So, for those who are new, I'm Linda Outerbridge of Hookah Sista Up here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. But again, we are global, meaning online, and we have members all over the place. But again, Linda Outerbridge, owner and creator of Hookah Sista Up, an online supportive community for women entrepreneurs where we help women connect, network with each other, engage with each other, and grow their network and grow their businesses. So I'm here in one of our HASU members, Miss Michele Coy. She is a leadership and business strategist. And Michele has been around for HASU as a member for 2 years, I believe.
I believe so.
And she has so many different groups and activities and great things going on in her business. And I can tell you in 2 years, I've seen a lot and still seeing more of what Michele has going on for 2022. Michele has started her series. So if you don't know it because you're on my personal page, but within our group for Hookah Sister Up, Michele does a every Friday. This is her third week.
This
This
will
will
be
be a
my third week.
third week of her weekly series where she shares tips. And of course, Michelle's going to share all the stuff she's going to be talking about. So if you're behind and not in our private group, I'll be sharing those. We have to figure out how to get that shared, but share, yeah, I can share it. I can share those to the personal page as well. So I'll be sharing Michelle's videos to the personal page, and they'll also be uploaded on our YouTube channel, which you saw the logo when we started, Hasu TV, which is real. Hasu TV, which is our YouTube channel where our Hidden in Plain Sights and our other recorded series of shows are uploaded for our women entrepreneurs of Hooker Sister Up and more, because I do interview a lot of different people. But again, today our guest is Michele Coy. She'll be sharing as Michelle's talking because she has to leave. She got some stuff going on, y'all. Other members will be popping in as well. So we also have um, who do we have? Antionetta Freeman, Edward Jones. We also have Gwen Buchanan. She's our HASU member in California. She'll be doing Herbal Life in a challenge she has coming up for HASU members and other women who want to join the Health and Wellness Challenge. She'll be talking about that. And Annette Jackson will be sharing some things that she'll be sharing in her series, which she'll be sharing some travel tips and do's and don'ts during the pandemic and things like that. So those are the things that Annette will be bringing today when she comes on. So again, we're going to start with Michele, but other women will be jumping in along the way. Okay. So welcome, 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 Michele. Introduce yourself and let people know what you have to share today.
Thank you, Linda. So I am a leadership and business strategist. And so what I do is I help leaders build confidence by
Mm,
assessing their systems and processes, their financial statements, and their people so that they can leverage their time, money, and resources
I
better.
love it.
So, on my series, I am actually sharing different tips and tricks on how to be a better leader.
Hmm.
So, during the first week, I talked about listening and the importance of listening and the different types of listening there are out there.
Hmm.
And as a leader, it's important to understand the different type of listening and figure out which one you are and how you may be able to correct it
Hmm.
to meet and become that empathetic listener that is so valuable in today's marketplace.
Hmm.
And then the second week, we talked about being present and how you being present is helping your speaker feel seen, heard, understood, and most importantly, appreciated and valued.
Hmm.
So each week, I'm going to be sharing with you something new that I'm learning or something that is very valid in the workplace right at this moment, and especially for us as leaders.
Hmm.
And we are all leaders. It's not just a position, it's not just a title.
Hmm.
if you have people following you, you are a leader. Linda's a leader. We're leaders as moms and dads.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just little different tips and tricks on how to better communicate with others, how to be a better listener, how to be more present, how to be more productive, how to get rid of those distractions. So each week I'll share a small little tip and encourage you to take one action step each week so that you can learn new tips and tricks on being a better version of yourself.
Wow. And it's one of those things, I think when you it's the last one, the listening one. I think I messaged something, I commented on something about you said what can you do or what steps can you take to be a better listener? And I think I commented something about not being on my phone. Because don't you hate that when you're talking to someone, they got their phone in their hand, doing stuff, looking at you, but they're doing stuff. It's like attached,
Yes.
so it's like putting my phone down, not just turn it over. People do that too, so you don't see the messages, but put it away and really actively listening and engaging and not, I think you taught us this too. Maybe you were a speaker like last year, and you said something about not, how did you say it? Sometimes listening, but not trying to get the answer while you're listening. You almost like try to problem solve in your head or come up with an answer or solve something instead of really listening to the person, planning your next answer or whatever it is. So you're really just trying to really focus on what the person is saying and engaging. So I love that you use that topic in the tips you talked about in the weekly series you did on listening. And you give homework. You don't just share stuff. That's what I like about you. You say, no, what are you going to do? You you engage, but you share information, but you also give something for that person to practice with and do once they listen to you. So I love that part.
Yes. And I learned that because I do what's called transformational roundtables. And it's based on John Maxwell's Change Your World.
Mm-hmm.
And each week, at the end of the transformation roundtable, you have to report one action you're going to take and practice for that next week. And then when we come back the following week, we discuss how that action went and what struggles or what responses you got or reactions as a result of taking that action. So it's helping us to change our world one little step at a time and to recognize that we can create a ripple effect and change our environment and the people around us by just taking those small little action steps.
Right. Wow, I love it. I love it. So tell, for those who don't know about your group, share about your group and what do you do in your groups and your current updated information, podcast, all the above that you do.
Yes. So I have a group, Business Leadership for Women, and every other Friday, and tomorrow will be the Friday, I hold a biweekly coffee. And in there, it's not your typical networking, passing business cards, passing information. I'm going to ask you a question, actually 3 questions that really get us to know you better. Because by building those relationships, we can create collaborations, connections, referral partners. You never know who you're going to meet.
Right.
And I know Gwen Buchanan, who has been in one of my virtual coffees, has networked with several of the people that were in that group that she attended. And I love watching the ripple effect go out, how certain individuals start working with other people.
Right.
And I also have a podcast, Transformational Tidbits with Michele Coy. You can find it on Spotify or Anchor FM. And there I share several of the tips. Oftentimes what I talk about on my podcast, I am actually talking about in my lives as well. So if there's somebody in there that may not have access to my podcast or didn't know about it, I'm going to bring it to the live as well. Because I talk about current little transformational tips that you can take to start to begin to transform your life so that you're a better version of yourself, a better leader, a better community member. So those are just some of the things. at the end of the week of July 18th, I will be rerunning my confidence challenge. It's going to be a 5-day confidence challenge where I help you to begin to understand where you have lost your confidence.
Wow.
And what contributes to understanding that. And also, I will be launching in August my 6-week confidence course as well, which is really digs deep into where you've learned your confidence from, who you've mimicked with that confidence, and really going into finding out who you are and what you bring to the table, which is all part of who you are becoming as well.
Told you guys, she's no joke. I just told you a tip of it. I figured she'd share the rest. I said, she has some podcasts. I mean, she's hot for 2022, but I remember when we first started, like just talking years ago, but I knew she had something brewing for 2022. She shared some of it with me. So that's why I was so excited when I saw that podcast launch, because you said you were going to launch it at this date and time, yes. And you were right on the mark with it. So y'all, all I can tell y'all, her vision board is crazy. I got to peek at it, just a peek. But I was like, I got to do that. That is so cool. I love how you broke those quadrants down and had all her stuff together. I said, this is so cool. So, yes, that's how I know she's right on the mark, because I did get a peek at it a little bit at what she's doing with her vision board. And she is so on the mark. Tell me this for your challenge, because I do recall it last year, whenever you did the challenge, because I came in on the tail end of it. But what does the follow-up look like? I mean, how does that work for online when you have individuals all over the place for your challenge?
So when people are all over the place, I actually am going to house this in Telegram. So what I will have is 2 channels in Telegram. One will be a texting challenge so that we can support each other, because I know how important community is and how important community is to our learning. Because we learn so much more from just learning from the other perspectives of the individuals taking the challenge. Mm-hmm. And then I will have a video channel in which that's where house my video along with the workbook that you can take, that you'll use throughout the challenge. And so what I will do is 8 a.m. every day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I will pop a video in at 8 o'clock. You can watch it at your leisure. In the text channel, there will be opportunity for me to ask questions, you to get support, you to learn from the other participants. And then on that Saturday at 11 a.m., I will be hosting a live Zoom, so we can just come together as a community and talk about what you learned from those 5 days about your confidence and, what was a big takeaway. Mm-hmm. And then I'll offer you an opportunity to join me on the confidence program, the 6-week confidence program, following in August.
See, she told you guys how easy. I had to ask, because we talked a little bit about Telegram and how it works. And I have Telegram, but this is where I got stuck at. I'm telling you, I got stuck and said, I want to make 2 or 3 channels, but I didn't know how to make that many channels. So I said, okay, it has to be a way for me to do at least 2 or 3. I'm on at least 4 different groups in Telegram for my ebook and Canva template when I signed up for a course. So there's 4 or 5 different groups I'm in. But I couldn't understand how to do the individual groups in Telegram. So I'm going to need your help with that. I can tell you right now, it was because Gwen and I talked about this last week as well when we met. And so Gwen is on Telegram as well. And I was asking Gwen, I said, Gwen, I got to get our members on Telegram, but I can't figure out how to do the individual groups. Because I have the members, but I also have women who write. It's some different things I have. Then I have my podcast channel, and I have people following me through the podcast. So it's just certain different things. I was looking, you see, my thing is always 4 or 5 different platforms. So I was trying to figure out in Telegram how to do the individual groups, and I couldn't figure it out. It may be simple. I just couldn't figure it out. So please help me with that as well, so I can get the members all on Telegram. I have it. I just can't break it out. So I'm glad that you said that, because that was one of the things that I asked Gwen as well when we met. And she'll be on here at 2:30 to talk about her challenge. So we're doing a health and wellness challenge. She's doing a health and wellness challenge. But I said, let it be like a Hasu health and wellness challenge so I can get the members on board and other people on board. So come on and talk about the challenge that we're going to be doing. So I was asking her the same thing. How is that going to look for us all over the place? How are you going to keep us connected during the challenge? So I had to ask you the same thing because for your challenge, I definitely want to not miss it this time because like I said, caught the tail end last time. So I want to engage and be on it this. If I was wondering what it was going to look like and what platform it was going to be on. So that helps because I'm familiar with a Telegram now with the other stuff that I'm on. I'm just not familiar with building it out for my own stuff. So I like that you're doing it this way, and Gwen is also doing her health and wellness, her Herbal Life Wellness Challenge. I don't want to mess the name up, but she'll tell us what it is when she pops in here. But yes, so I'm so glad that you explained that for other individuals that may be interested in joining as well. That make sure they get Telegram downloaded or do whatever they need to do early so that they know how to use it once you get up and running. So can you tell us the dates again for your challenge coming up and then what's coming up for your 6 weeks?
Yes. So the challenge will be from Monday, the 18th of July through the 23rd will be Saturday, the 23rd is when I'll host the Zoom meeting. And the 6 weeks challenge, the 6 week course, I would assume I'm going to start at the week of August 8th.
Okay.
I haven't set a specific date yet. I will look at the calendar, and when the individuals come in, also I will ask them, is a Saturday afternoon, a Sunday afternoon better? Just because we have people all over, so this is the reason I do the challenge on Telegram, is because I have people from all over the world that will join my group and do that challenge. So,
and that's been my dilemma. Like, when can we meet, ladies? What's a good time to meet? And I'm always like, these time zones with New York and California and just Tennessee and Detroit's in our area, but just with all over. So I'm always trying to ask questions on when is a good time to meet and do a live and a meeting for us, but it just never works with everyone's schedule. So It is best if I just, like you're saying, just find a way to do it where you can accommodate everyone who's all over. Because again, if you're an online entity or business or service, you have to be able to accommodate people wherever they are when you're doing online. So yes, that helps. Boy, yes. Michele.
Because I work with people over in Europe.
Yeah.
And so oftentimes that's, I know I have a client in France, so our time difference is 6 hours. Right. So right now it would be 8:30 at night. So I have to do the challenge to accommodate them. So it may be that I do the program on a Sunday morning or a Sunday afternoon.
Right.
So that we can incorporate everyone.
I love it. Now, any questions you have that you want to ask of whoever's watching, or shout outs, call outs, or whatever you want to do, or because I'm not sure how do you go about finding your people for the challenge? What is?
So my ideal person is, a female leader within the community that may just be questioning, her confidence.
Okay.
What does that look like? She may have a problem speaking her voice, using her voice. It could be that she may be questioning, am I in the right position right now? Because there's so many people in the workforce questioning whether where they're at is where they're supposed to be. So that's who I'm looking for.
Okay.
Also, as my business strategist piece of my puzzle, I also love going in and working with business owners.
Yes.
And then helping their teams. Because I finally got my clarity working with one of my clients, because I was able to support her. And then by working with her and helping her understand various aspects of her business, we started bringing in her team. And by bringing the team in, there just was a beautiful cohesiveness in how everybody was getting on the same page. And I'm like, this is where I'm meant to be. I'm meant to help, businesses as well. And especially in this economy, and especially as we're going into recession, one of the biggest values is adding value to your team members, because you want to retain your workforce during this time. And what's the best way is to add value and help them feel appreciated. And, one of the team members actually reported to the owner, he actually said, I love working for this because you bring in specialists, not only in our field of work, but also within the personal development field, so that we can grow as the company grows.
And that's why y'all need Michele in your company. Just saying. Because she says she loves to do it for one. And then she brings so much other stuff to the table. The main thing she was talking about is personal development, making sure that, you take care of yourself and grow your personal development. But then she switched up and said, but I do it for companies too, because companies don't know they need it, for one, or they know they need it, but may not be able to just sit down and say, okay, I'm going to find someone to come in and do it. Because far too often, you know how it goes. Companies look for someone internally that may have the skills, but that's never a good idea. I personally don't think it is, because they're too close to the problems. You don't see the problems. You don't see where the need is when you're that close. You don't know the blind spots.
Exactly.
You're in it.
Right.
So
when you're in it.
Yeah, when you're in it, you don't see it. You have to have someone come in, because again, as a OD practitioner myself, because again, my stuff goes, and I used to do the same thing, go into companies, look at their problems, do their, analysis, recommendations, and let them know. But we didn't know you didn't know, because you're in it. You have to have someone come in and talk to your people long enough to see where the real issue is, and then give some recommendations, because a lot of companies don't. So I like that you're able to do that with the whole development piece. So that's always, always, always a plus. So companies, if you have heard what she said and you love what she says, make sure you definitely check with Michele and come to your company and doing that for your employees, so that you have a smoother running company kind of thing. Because Michele, you already know, people don't want to go back. And if they go back, they're just not sure they want, it's just hard. It's hard.
It is.
And I know it's hard for companies because they're not able to keep people.
Yes.
And people are coming back off the retirement. It's like pandemic retirement.
I even heard my husband, who is an electrician, does upgrades at companies. And he mentioned that one of the companies he was doing some remodeling for was actually talking about how they were trying to incentivize their staff to come back just one day a week, every Monday. Wow. And they would receive a $2,000 bonus if they came to work every Monday. And they are only getting about 20 to 40% of their workforce actually taking advantage of that. One day a week. And so that is speaking volumes of how the environment for companies is changing and what people are looking for.
That is crazy. Well, all I know is you're needed at this time, because I can assure you companies are really feeling the pinch. Because again, you have to have people to provide the services. You're essential staff, all the above. It just can't be done without them. So if people are not going back to work, they just have to figure out what to keep the people happy that's there, and then get the other people in. So definitely, you definitely need it at this time. Guys, I forgot to mention, if you're watching, definitely leave a comment. I did not leave the link where you have to, for StreamYard, to use your name if you're commenting. But if you like to leave a comment, definitely leave a comment, but make sure you leave your name, because again, it won't show your name if you leave a comment. So love to hear what you think so far, what Michele has shared. And if you're interested in Michele, all the links are in there in the description. I made sure I put all the information for all the ladies who will be popping in today, where you can find them and connect with them and all the above. So definitely connect with Michelle and leave a comment so we know you're here. We see some people looking, but I don't know who's really here. So let us know what's going on. What you got going on. I see, and as before, I think I mentioned 2 o'clock to 4 because I know some women will be popping in at different times. Michelle has a meeting she has to get to at 3, so I wanted to make sure I got her in a half hour early. Gwen, she's supposed to be popping in at 2:30 from California, and Annette is here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop in Annette so she can get to sharing and talking about what she's going to be doing on her series. And as Gwen and Antionetta pop in, have them joining us as well. So I'm gonna pop in Annette Jackson of Great Destinations, and she'll be talking about some of the tips she'll be sharing in her series. There she is. Hey Annette, how are you doing?
Hey, Linda. Hi,
Looking
Michelle.
all nice and bright. Love that hair, girl.
I'm at home.
While
Working
we're talking about that, Michelle, she's at home. Have you met Michelle before?
I haven't.
Well,
No.
Michelle is Annette Jackson. She just put Annette. She ain't put her last name. She ain't put her business name or nothing. But that's okay. That's okay. That's why I put that little window 2 to 4 because I figured people be jumping in at different times. So I'll talk to everybody separately as they pop in. But yes, Michelle Coy, she's been with a HASU member for about 2 years. Annette's been around HASU for years, and she's been a member since 4 or 5 years, way back. And she just rejoined because she wanted to get her travel business going and get promoted and all the other fun stuff that she'll be doing. Yeah. You guys will talk more later. So welcome, Annette.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you for the opportunity.
So share a little bit about, anything else you want to share, Michelle?
No, I think I'm all set. I think I covered everything.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Annette. What do you share about your series and what you'll be talking about, what you do, and introduce yourself?
Okay, so I'm Annette, and I am the owner of Great Destinations, travel business. I am a travel agent with Travel Quest International. That's my host agency. So I plan trips. I love to plan group trips. Right now, this year, so far, I've had a bus trip to where did I go? New York.
Where'd you go?
And then I have one planned for October, going to Savannah, Georgia, for 6 nights. So I'm excited about that. And I was just checking into the cruise. So I'm looking at doing a cruise soon.
So that's how I know Annette. I know Annette from the cruises because we started off taking cruises. I think the first one we went with Cheryl Smith with a group. We went. Did you go to that one too with Cheryl? Yes. Okay. We went with Cheryl Smith on a group cruise. I can't remember the name.
It was Victory something.
Yes.
It was all women.
Yes. So that's how it all started. And then I think 2 years, I think we went on 2 more cruises. We went on 3 total. I know that. And we were supposed to do another cruise for the pandemic, and that got washed out. So I said, oh, yep. So we've been on 3 cruises. Yes, exactly. So yes, that's how I know Annette. With the cruises we would go on, and I look so forward to that, going to those in October. And so I haven't been on one in a while. I said, Annette, when are we going to do a cruise? You're doing these bus trips, and I want to go to cruise.
It's time. It's time. But with airlines is going through right now, I just don't know.
That's what I got. That's what I was hoping that you would really talk about a lot. And you can definitely share with us what you'll be talking about in your series, if it'll be weekly, bi-weekly, or how you're going to do it. So definitely share all that as well. And some of the things or topics you may be talking about, things that people probably want to know when they're traveling or not traveling, to ease the fears and all the above. So share some of that, what you'll be talking about your series, and when will your series run? How often?
So I'm thinking to start off, it will go bi-weekly, twice a month. And some of the topics I'm going to cover is, of course, travel related. And I'm going to talk about something that's really important that some people do not invest in, and that's travel insurance, and how important it is to have that travel insurance. Yes, it's an extra cost, but it is well worth it. And some insurance covers COVID items and some don't. So just knowing how to pick the type of insurance that you need. Anytime you travel at least 100 miles away from home, you should have travel insurance. I'm going to talk about global entry and TSA, the difference in the two. What would be, best suit you, especially if you're a frequent flyer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to talk about the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, the STEP program. And that's when you're traveling internationally, how to register with the embassies to get those security alerts while you're away from home.
So I like that.
Tips, travel tips, packing tips, all kind of things that's travel related. I'm excited.
I'm excited because I'm see, I can't even talk, girl. I can't. I was like, because I've always wanted to travel internationally, but I wanted to do not we do the girls trip, a solo. I had to do a solo trip, but I hear so often that these women talk about being a solo traveler and making sure that women do it without the fear of something's going to happen to them. Being a smart, just like you said, smart. What you call the title? Smart traveler.
Smart Traveler Enrollment Program.
Yes.
So, yeah,
and that's what they talk about. Embassies. Use your embassies when you go places and make sure that they know where you are. So I don't do the show for you because I don't know what you're going to be talking about, but I know this is one of the things solo travelers talk about as women. It's like.
And that's another interesting topic is solo traveling, because even though you're solo, don't mean you have to be alone. You can still join groups to do some of the things that you want to do. So you don't have to always be alone just because you're a solo traveler. So I'm going to talk on some of those subjects and try and encourage people to get out here and start traveling again. The thing is, I'm on a lot of travel agent sites, so seeing how the airlines is affecting travel, that's a whole nother issue. The selling of airline tickets and not enough employees to cover those routes, and people getting stranded, and it's a big thing. So I've been really following that. So I'm gonna just kind of keep people updated on what's going on in the travel industry.
So tell us why is there a shortage? I don't want to act like I know. I don't know because I haven't really researched it enough to know. But what's the problem with the airports?
The problem is people are retiring. A lot of people are retiring, especially
again, Michele. People not going back to work.
So people is like, you know what? I'm not, and the people that are working are stressed. They're overworked, and so they're calling in. And they just don't have the manpower. Now, some of the suggestions, of course, is that, why don't they call on some of the retired people and bring them back in? But who wants to come back to the chaos? So just trying to fill those roles, those pilot roles, they just don't have enough people to cover all the routes that they have. And it's sad to see the lines at the airports and people stranded at home and, so, and the extra cost, and the airlines, don't want to give you a refund. They want to give you a credit, and you have spent all this money, and then to rebook with another airline, you have to come out of pocket. So it's a lot too.
My goodness. I bet that is. And it's like most employers you're seeing, they're paying serious money to get people in. The salaries are, anytime you see $15, $16 at McDonald's and all these other places, you're like, and
well, it's an employee time right now. You can pretty much go in and negotiate something for you.
It's like the housing market.
Oh my God, the housing market.
Seller's market. You're like, oh yeah, I could just put whatever I want. Somebody will get it because everybody's, there's a need. And
yeah, so it's a tough time. It's a tough time for the cruise line. The cruise lines, some of the cruise lines are, powering down in their restaurants that's on the cruise ships because
I didn't think about that.
Enough employees, or they closing early, to employ those areas. So it's quite a bit that's going on, but the travel industry is definitely picking up. People are moving; they're moving around. So
Oh, so the cruise. I didn't think about the cruise industry. I just kept thinking about flights and stuff, but I didn't think about that, Annette. So just because you said that, so you're saying we can't eat when we want to on a cruise ship? No more. We can't just.
some of the ships,
We can't just get up and go eat
you
2 o'clock in the morning.
right? Um, I'm saying like some of the cruise lines I've seen, they have closed. They close their cafe. I mean, their restaurants at 12 o'clock. Not all of the fine dining is open. So it just kind of depends on what ship you're on.
Now, they're putting a damper on cruising now because that's what we cruise for, just to eat all day and drink sodas and coffee and ice cream, pizza all day.
Right, and they make their money off adult drinks. So
Okay, I just had to throw that in there because I don't know what y'all cruise for. I cruise for the fine dining and the food in the morning and just going down for lunch and the dinner experience and are we going to have to brown bag it on our next cruise?
no.
Just saying.
But I will tell you, it plan to stay a little longer than we normally stay. So
I don't like the sound of that. That 5-day cruise had me want to go back home. That was too long on the water.
You want to go on the old ships or you want to go on the new ships? The new ships are the longer cruises.
Since you said it like that. I guess the newer ships. So you'll be covering some cruise stuff as well as all type of travel, not just air travel.
All inclusives. Yeah, I'm going to cover a big range of the travel industry. Yeah.
So let's throw this back to you, Annette. And this is not an interview at all, but out of all the stuff you do, what is your favorite sweet spot? What do you really like to do with your travel business? Mostly cruises, mostly putting stuff together. What is it that you love about what you do?
I like organizing the group trips. I like the bus trips. I mean, really, people talk about being on the bus, but to me, other than sitting, it's relaxing. You don't have to worry about anything. Everything is already planned out for you. All you have to do is get on the bus, get off at the next site, tour. You eat. I tell you, you eat 3 times a day. You're just tired of eating by the end of the week.
Oh my God.
I'm serious. You're tired of eating by the end of the week. Everything is paid for ahead of time. So, but it's relaxing. It's fun because you don't have to worry about anything logistically, But my sweet spot is cruising. That's my sweet spot. I love it. I haven't done a 7-day cruise yet. So, and I want to do some what they call fam trips. As a travel agent, you can go to different resorts and tour them at a real low price. So I can go and check out some of the resorts that I would be recommending to my clients. So I'm excited about that. That's coming up.
That sounds exciting. Now that.
Yes.
I like the sound of that. Yeah. That's cool. So other than the what else I want to ask you? You have a trip coming up, Savannah. You mentioned a little bit about it. Yeah. Anything else you want to share about that?
Well, the trip is going to take place October 2nd through the 8th. So a Sunday to a Saturday.
You said 2nd through the 8th? That's a long time.
It's Sunday to Saturday. We'll be back on a Saturday. Girl, what is the hurry? I don't understand people being in a hurry. Vacation. It's a vacation.
I don't know. It just sounds like an awful long time to me.
Those are busy days, but look at all the things that you get to see. I'll never have to go back to Savannah again, unless I just really like it there. You know what I mean? Like, you cover so much. When we went to New York, it was like we were all over the place. We were Times Square, Brooklyn, just all over. Yeah. So I don't have to go back, but I'm sure I will go back. But I don't have to. So it covers so much when you do those type of trips. And
I can see it. I can see that in there. We went to Tybee Island, 8 of us, this last year. We were on there for 3 days. We were so mad we had to leave. It was like 3 days is up. 3 days.
It happens. It's real fast.
That was not long enough to do anything, but 2 nights and leaves the next day. And I'm thinking 3 days, really?
That's not long enough. We're going to
So I
Tybee.
really didn't get a chance to see Savannah at all.
Yeah, we'll be in Tybee, and we're going to Beaufort, South Carolina. So we're going to get to see Gullah Gullah, the Gullah Gullah. You ever heard?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, we'll be in that area, visiting that area. Yep, learning about the culture. Yeah.
Annette, why you didn't just say that?
So the trip is $779, and that includes hotel, food, transportation, any vendor. We go to any place that we go on. We're going to do tram rides, all kind of things. It's all included in the price. See, now that's a vacation.
That's a vacation.
Yeah.
Can I fly down and meet y'all?
I'm not going to let you participate. No. Yes,
Like,
you can.
yes.
Yes.
I'm not gonna like Chris Rock now. What can I get for $1? Can I get 2 reels for 50 cents?
Believe it or not, you're not the only person that asked me that.
So she's like, that defeats the having a bus trip. I know. I was just
Well,
joking.
they want to ride the bus down and catch a flight back. You can do that too. It's your vacation. You can do whatever you want to do. So yeah.
Now you may be onto something. That's how you sell a package, and that.
Uh-huh.
These are options just in case for people like me. That's how you sell a package.
Yep.
You may want to just get it one way, and then you fly your little self back if you can't take the bus trip back.
Yep.
But you're still paying that $7.99.
You pay that $7.99, definitely.
I just had to throw that in there.
Yes.
I just had to throw that in there. That don't change the price. That's your option, but it don't change your price. Anyway, you know what I like? I love trains. I love catching a train in Chicago. My husband and I catch a train in Chicago all the time. It's a short trip. It's nice and easy. It leaves out of Grand Rapids at the same time, 6 something in the morning, and it comes back the same time, 10 something at night, which is 11 something our time. Same times, and every day. So I love it. It's reasonable. Mm-hmm. You pay that $37, $47, $70 some round trip or whatever it is round trip. And it's just so nice and easy just to go to Chicago because I love the train ride. I just love catching train. So and it puts me where I want to go. Drops me right at Union Station. Most of the hotels I grab is right there in the area. Catch an Uber to the hotel, and right there by Navy Pier, Millennium Park, all the stuff is where I want to go. So that's my thing, train rides.
Right. I like
that. On your list, Annette, so we can go take a train to cross country on the
Amtrak.
Yeah, train. You catch. Look, Michelle. I'm trying hard.
Well, I rode to Minnesota. That was nice. It take a long time, but
you know what? I take that back. I just thought about that. If I don't want to get on a bus that long, I want to catch a long train ride nowhere. I forgot. Chicago may be my limit when it comes to trains. I just thought about that because it does take a long time on a train versus
Yeah.
I'll
but it's a nice ride. It's a comfortable ride. It's more comfortable than a bus.
And that's what I like. I can kick back and get some work done or relax or sleep. Right. Most of the time I'm sleeping because it leaves at 6 something in the morning. But I get on the train and I sleep, and before you know it, I'm there 2.5 hours, whatever. Less than that seems like. We're in Chicago, but yeah, it's quick and easy and fast. So, but yeah, I just had to check you out and see what's going on with your next trip. And I don't think I've even seen a lot of pictures from your last trip, but I'm waiting to see all the cool stuff.
Yeah, I haven't posted them yet.
And how many ladies went?
Some of them. It was 39 of us.
Wow.
Is that crazy or what? That's a lot of women.
Yeah.
There
was some couples there too.
So how did y'all sleep? Because I know I take quiet. I take a lot of quiet to sleep.
You take what?
I can't imagine it was quiet on the bus often. That many women.
When you first start, there's a lot of talking because people are getting to know one another, right? And then it quiets down towards the end of the day because we stay at a hotel en route, going and coming back, so we don't do like a straight shot. No.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that's the other 2 days. So we stayed actually 4 days in New York, and it's 1 day going down and 1 day coming back.
Gotcha. So okay.
Not riding like all day,
Okay. I was
So
wondering. That's what I thought it was, all day riding. I said, wait, how are they doing this?
no.
Okay. Okay.
So think
I,
about that going down with us, and you can fly back, girl. Come on.
well, I tell everybody this. If I can sit on a plane for 20 some hours, that's a plane. I'll never forget going to Chiang Mai. The first flight was 15 hours.
I,
15 hours, the first flight.
I can't see it. I'm
You
sorry.
change over, the next flight was 4 hours. It was easy to do 4 hours as I did 15 hours on a plane. Yeah,
I would have
that's
to
on a
do some
plane. So
anxiety medicine.
girl, yeah, yeah. What you do is sleep. That's all I did. You board at 12 midnight in Chicago, and I slept till 8 or 9 the next morning and knocked them hours down. That's how I knocked my 15 hours down. I slept as long as I could.
Oh my gosh.
So by the time I woke up, it was like, okay, a couple more hours to go. I can do this. So that's the only way. That's the only way it worked for me. There's no way. My husband sit up and watch movies all night. How many movies you gonna watch in 15 hours? But again, that's him. I just needed to go to sleep to knock my hours down because there's no way I would have panicked knowing I was in the air that long. So I said, there's no way I could have stayed awake for 15 hours on a plane.
Yeah, I don't think I
So you
could.
just, and I didn't knock myself out with, drugs or anything. I'm normally asleep at that time, midnight. So when we boarded, I put my cover up, put my feet up, and wake me up whenever I wake up. And of course, he had tons of food waiting for me. They come by like every 2 or 3 hours with food. Yeah, here's your food, big guy. Here's your food. After many sandwiches and food stored. I missed all
Randy
that.
save you some food.
Yeah, every time they came, he put the food up for me, so I had so much food. I said, "What did you come by every 2 hours? I was up that long." And I ate it all too. Uh, so yes, but thanks for sharing that. So, do you have an idea when your series will start with your travel tips?
Well, I'm gonna say I'll give it about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Honestly, yeah. I'm
Well,
working on things. See, I'm starting to advertise a little more since I know how to use Canva now.
I see that she's been
Yeah.
advertising, y'all. I saw some stuff yesterday. I said, "Whoa, she got a little link tree up." Look, I said, "Well."
Yeah.
And when you
So
told me it was
I'm
Canva, I said, "This girl's busy now. She can ready to start promoting some stuff."
yeah, definitely. So
That's
make
good.
sure you guys share.
Yes. Are you on Canva Pro or Canva? I mean, Canva Basic or Canva Pro? Because the link I gave you earlier was for Canva Pro, the course.
I'm on Canva Pro.
Okay. Yep. So the course I sent you, the link I sent you earlier. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely jump on that because I'm still learning so much stuff with that. But yes. Well, any questions you have? Anything you want to shout out for people to know about your trips or where to find you or about your upcoming anything? Because it's
So,
2:53 and I know two other people are supposed to pop on.
I'm gonna jump off.
bye, Michelle.
Nice to meet
Y'all know
you.
what time Michelle
Michelle.
at? She has a meeting to go to at 3. She told y'all earlier. Okay.
Well, other than of course, my Facebook page is Great Destinations. So make sure you like and share
Yes.
and follow me so that you'll know about all the trips that's going to be coming up next year. Yeah, so I'm excited. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I can imagine it's a tough business right about now because
Yeah.
of all the changes with the travel.
Yes.
And I did forget to ask you, what did you do during the pandemic when no one was flying, travel was hit? What was that like for you as, I forgot to ask that question.
all I could do at that time was training. So just trying to keep up on the news of what was going on, try to get some training done, and trying to just float my business. It wasn't much going on because there wasn't a lot of traveling. So now I'm trying to like build my email list, just trying to get some contacts, bring on some clients. I've now decided to, as we talked about, do the service charge for, certain things that I do for people. So,
Okay.
still building.
Okay. So for the person who said, "Hey, hey, Facebook user, let us know who you are because all we see is Facebook user. So who is hey?" But yeah, we love to know who you are. So just saying. But yeah, that was one of the things where thank you so much for jumping on here and watching us and hanging out with us. But yeah, definitely just let us know who you are. Um, I was wondering about that because I know a lot of travel um, concierge services, consultants, and all the above. I'm thinking, what did they do for the travel time and when people were like not going? And what was that like for trips you might have already had in the bucket
I've seen,
during pandemic?
you know, dealing with the cancellations. It was
Yes,
very
that's what I
frustrating dealing with the cancellations, trying to get people refunds. It was a hard time.
said. Hmm.
And a lot of
Yeah,
agencies was focusing on, instead of building new clients, trying to get new clients, was focusing on the clients that they've already serviced.
right.
So, just trying to stay in contact with them, you know, create new content, put
Hmm.
in business. So making some changes. So
Gotcha.
it was a rough time, but
Oh, I
it,
bet it was. I
I bet,
bet it was. I was wondering about that. So what did you do like in the between time when all that stuff was going through its transition kind of thing?
yeah.
But I can see that getting your training in, doing that kind. Hey, Alyssa Carter, thanks for joining us, girl. Um, so
Hi,
yeah, I
Elaine.
can see that with during that time when it was that slow period to get your training and other professional development stuff up, just so you're ready when those trips came up. So
Yeah,
I definitely get it. So yep, stay with us, Annette. We now
I
have Miss
will.
Antionetta Freeman, if you have a little time, um, popping in here, and Miss Antoinette. I'll be saying Antoinetta all day. Antonetta Freeman is from financial advisor with Edward Jones.
We're
Look at
Joan.
this one. Hey, girl. So glad you could
Hello.
join us today.
Good. How are you? Can you hear me
Just
well?
fine.
Okay. I was
Huh?
gonna say, can you hear me okay?
Yep. Before I couldn't hear you were moving or something, but yep, you can hear okay on that?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm glad you were able to jump on. This y'all, this all started because Gwen, who ain't on here yet, she's supposed to be on here at 2:30. So it started with Gwen in California. So I hope we got our times right. I kept saying, okay, Gwen, it's 2:30 our time, my time, right? Not 3 hours. So I don't see her on here yet. And this started with her meeting today at 2:30. So then when I was supposed to meet with her at 2:30 to talk about her challenge, because we have a Hasu challenge for our members and everybody else who want to join. So I said, well, come on, we're going to talk about this challenge we're going to do in July, I think 26. So I said, well, jump on, we're going to do this. You talk about your challenge. So then um, Michelle, who just logged off, just got off because she had a 3 o'clock meeting. So Michelle, I was supposed to meet with Michelle today as well. I said, that's 2 separate meetings. How about both of y'all join this one meeting that Michelle, you can talk about your Friday, because she does her series on Fridays at 10 o'clock. You can talk about your series and jump on the meeting I'm having with Gwen at 2:30. So Michelle's like, I got a meeting at 3. I said, well, let's do yours at 2 o'clock. So that's how this started. So I had Michelle at 2. And then I said, let's see how many other people I can get on this. I can hold 10 people on this stream. Yeah, a stream. So that's why I hit y'all up. I said, can y'all like jump on this stream today? So y'all can talk about your lives as well, y'all series. So when y'all said y'all was available, I said, oh, this is heaven. I don't have to do all these individual. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. I don't have to do this
Right?
individual series. I can just have all these members jump on at one time and they can talk about what they got going on, introduce themselves, and talk about what their series are. So thank y'all for being available and accommodating today to jump on this live. Antonetta Freeman. Anything else you want to share, Nat, before we move? Just want to make sure you're good.
No, I'm good. Thank you, Linda, for the opportunity.
Okay.
Thank you.
But you can talk more later once we, if you have something to
I
share.
have some questions for Antoinette.
Okay. Antonetta Freeman, Edward Jones, financial advisor, member of HASU. She's going to be doing a series too, y'all. And she's going to have some tips. Antonetta Freeman is also a contributor in our newsletter, Making the List. And I have some articles from you, so I'm caught up. I got a couple of them. So I'm caught up for the next one. So she is a contributor as well for our newsletter, Making the List with Hasu as well. So she has some blog posts that she writes for that one as well. I mean, she contributes from Edward Jones for that newsletter as well, coming from the Edward Jones series as well. So, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Well, thank
Introduce
you.
yourself and let them know what you'll be talking about in your series and when will they run? Weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever you want to share.
Well, I am Antionetta Freeman. Like she said, I'm with Edward Jones. I am going to run my series. I just haven't, Linda and I are trying to get all this together and figured out because, as you know, it has been crazy busy right now with everything that is going on in the market. So I've been a little distracted, but I'm starting to get myself back on pace to where we're supposed to be and what we're doing. The biggest thing that I really want to concentrate on is really giving financial tips and basically helping people become financially stable. Because let's be honest, in order to invest and to know what our money's doing, we got to be financially healthy and financially
Yes.
stable, financially well. And so
Hmm.
that's my biggest thing is what on there and just really helping us to understand what that looks like and what that feels like and having that person to be able to ask those true questions too to say, hey, really, this is what's really going on.
Yes.
How do we get through this and how do we do that? So that's basically where I'm at and what I'm doing, and just really want to be a voice and a resource to help everyone really just get their lives in order. I say, get your financial house in order.
I love that. I love that.
Doing that. So I am. My goal is to aim to do at least biweekly. It might have to start out monthly,
Okay.
but to do that because I still have very active kids who like to keep me busy too on top of everything. So
Girl.
I'm trying to give well, I'm getting everybody financial life together. If somebody can help me get my child activity organization life together, we'll be cool running. So that
I
is
feel you on that one. I got grandkids, got me running all over the place. So I get you. I get it.
yeah. So that's where I'm like, oh, can I get team calendar schedules all together? We'll be good. So and look, Miss Annette, I caught some of your stuff too. I'm gonna need a vacation sometime soon and all this as well. So no, but that's what it is. It's just really trying to help people utilize their money in the most effective way to help them, because my biggest belief is money is a tool and we have
Mm,
to learn how to use that tool in the most effective way as possible to help us achieve our goals and what we're trying to do. And so a lot of people get kind of scared when we start talking about finances and
mhm.
they don't want to say anything, and I'm like, ask your girlfriend next to you. They probably got the same question that you got. So let's just have a quick girl talk. Let's have a
Yes.
quick session. Let's talk about it. Let's really do that, because a lot of families didn't have that, especially like when I was growing up. I didn't have it in mind. And so that's why I'm really important, and what really drove me to this field is being able to be a voice, first of all, in a
Mhm.
male dominated industry. Let's face
Mm,
it, most
yes.
advisors don't look like me.
Right. Right.
And so that's one thing of trying to find one.
That's
You
true. Hmm.
don't find one that looks like you, understands your issues, and comes from the same thing. And I tell people, hey, I grew up in a single parent household and was on every government assistance program that there was out there that was on it. So the fact that I'm here today, just
Hmm.
talking and being able to share, it means a whole lot to me. And
Oh,
just
wow.
being able to let people know that, yeah, you can too make it. It's just some practical things and different things that we have to look at it. And we got to look at our resources a little differently.
Hmm. It's interesting. You said something that I've never viewed money management, money as a tool. When you said it, I would have never, you know, thought of it like that because you said it, you hit it perfect. Just saying financial, what's your financial health, your financial wellness, your financial anything you say that word is like, oh my God. It's almost like it shocks you. You're like, I don't even want to talk about that. That's like taboo because it's now getting into the judgment zone. We know it gets in that part where you're like, okay, uh, do I really want to talk about that? Because it's a personal thing. It's like asking someone about their personal relationships or things like that when you talk about money, because now that exposes how you live or how you spend your money. And people make judgments based on how you spend your money. So whether you're talking to your friend and in families, that's a that's a top. Don't even talk about that at the table. That's like talking politics. It's like
Right.
don't talk about religion, don't talk about politics, don't talk about money. So it's like
Right. And I'm that
it's
kind
the
of
thing.
person. I'm like, we need to have those conversations. We talking about money because you would be interested and surprised at how much you find out just having simple questions. Because it was funny, we were talking about. Share this story with people all the time. I was talking to my mother, and we were talking about death, and it was just like, so what are your views on death? And we had buried my grandmother like a year before, and she was like, I don't even go to visit grave sites. I don't even go do that. And so in my head, being the financial person that I am, I was like, so wait a second. So do you want us to bury you? And she was like, why would you ask me that question? You just said that you don't go visit the grave site. So I'm asking an honest question. I said, so why would we spend money on a whole bunch of stuff for putting you in? Because it costs a lot to bury a person. And you don't want us to visit the gravesite.
Right. And then she was like, get out of here with that.
But no, it caused, and she was like, I never thought of it that way. I said,
Right.
those are conversations that you can have, because now we're talking about different things, because there's a cost that can be cut. Those are things. And it was just an interesting conversation.
She picked the wrong Jordan to say that too, didn't she?
Yeah. I was like, it was an interesting conversation, but it was one of those eye-opening things. And it was just final, like, what are your final wishes? What do you want? What do you see? And it was like, oh, and I'm like, no, but we need to start having these conversations now, so everybody has an understanding. And it's not necessarily wishing anything bad, it's just being prepared. Mm-hmm. And it was just so that we all have an ideal and essential. I said, because let's face it, funerals are big business. They cost.
Yes. And
I'm like, and if we don't have to spend extra money on some things that is not necessarily important to you, that's more stuff that you can leave for inheritance for your children. Mm-hmm. And that's what it was. And it was just sparking those conversations. So it was crazy. And I just tell people, I said, but those are the conversations that you got to have, is those uncomfortable ones. And that's what I want to cover in our series, in the stuff, is having those uncomfortable conversations, how to go about having them, asking those questions to get the things that you need to get to, so that you can start making smart, educated decisions to move forward.
So, we've talked about this because I attended one of your webinars or something not long ago with a young lady who was speaking, and I still got all my notes because I'm a serious note taker. And a lot of those notes I wrote down, but I have some questions after too. It's about the packet. You got the health advocate, all those power of attorney, health advocate form, the wills, the trust, all those forms that you want to. You need to fill out and prepare for who's going to be doing what after, and even with all your personal stuff, who's beneficiary, where your bank accounts, where all your stuff at, all those different things like that is what I think of when you say prepare for who's going to, where's it going? Do people know where your wills are? Do you even have one? Do you have a power of attorney, or do you have a health durable, the health, what is that form? I want to say health advocate, but it's there's forms. I got them all written down somewhere. But again, I listened and I wrote notes from the class.
And
that's all that stuff.
What it is. It's just having an idea of, where stuff is, what you have, especially in those things that should trigger you to talk to someone. And I like to tell everybody, it doesn't necessarily have to be a financial advisor. Get that out of there. It doesn't have to do that. But when you're starting to build your road to stability, or starting to build your road to creating more wealth and generating wealth, it's having that trusted partner that's going to hold you accountable. And you may need that person that's going to say, hey, you said that you're not going to, instead of going to girls' night every Wednesday at 5 and spending $100 a week, we may cut that down to $25, $50 a week. Like, what are you keeping you accountable for your goals and your vision for it? Because to do that, and I've been telling people why I call it financial wellness and financial health, is because that plays a key part in your well-being overall.
Right.
These past 3 years have not taught you anything. Well, a lot of us went from being very, very social to being in the houses where we're just working, not doing anything. And I told people, and you realize how much money you could save.
Girl, I was telling my daughter this a while ago too. I said, remember when we had money to spend, like really go places, when all the stuff was shut down. Remember the stores was closed. You go out there and be like nothing on the street. You want to go spend some money, you couldn't go anywhere. And then we were just talking about this a couple of days ago. I said, then you go in Walmart, they had the ropes all around certain areas, the garden area, all the places they didn't want you to shop at. You just had to go to the food section because they didn't want you to go in the garden and say you couldn't even go back there. And it was like, remember, they limited where you could go in the store. It's like, can't even go spend stuff on my garden. It was crazy.
That's the thing. I was like, and what that
has saved so much money.
Right. It truly had taught us.
Things open back up and back broke again.
I tell everybody, I said, what that has truly taught us is what our true needs and necessities are. What the basic things are. And so then everything outside of that becomes those wants. And it's like, it's okay to have those wants, but are we making sure our needs and necessities are met? And if we have to live without them, can we? Which a lot of us have proved that we can. And so now it's like, since you're in that mindset, because I tell people it's all about a mindset. Now that you're in that mindset, you understand it. Let's start utilizing those resources effectively to get you to what you really want.
Right. If we just doing frivolous spending now, it's like, why are we just out here shopping just to be shopping because stuff open? It makes no sense. Remember when? And that's what we went. We ended up having that conversation. Remember when? We just were saving because we had nowhere to go. So you just put your money up
and you're like, and I mean, I was like, for us, my things was going to the movies, and then it was like movies didn't come. So then I began to watch Netflix. Then it was like, okay, well, I haven't been to the movie theater even since we could start going back out there, because now I'm like, well, why I gotta spend that on, and it's like too much work now. And I'm like, that's too much. I don't want to do all that.
We just sit in the house and continue watching like we've been watching it. We don't need a social life. Just sit here and watch the streamed in.
You can still be social. We can still do that. I've had Zoom movie nights. We've done a whole bunch of different things, but it's just utilizing. But in that time, I was able to say, hey, what I was spending on that, let me redirect those funds to something else.
Yes.
Able to do some real good financial things in order. And I'm like, okay, this is what we need.
Yep. I know.
Because we all have our guilty pleasures, and we all have our things, and we all are doing stuff that's efficient.
But you're going to help get us right, because you're going to start watching your series. Look at that. Yeah. But you're going to help.
Getting us some tips and some things together. So, and I try to give practical things that everybody can do. And like I always tell people, I never tell you something that I'm not even willing to do myself, or that I haven't done myself.
People don't like financial advisors because y'all like the judgment zone. So if you're non-judgmental, if you're like, what you call it, Planet Fitness, how Planet Fitness go? The
I am totally there. I tell people I have committed every financial mistake known to man that you can do. I have already committed it. And so
I love it. Love your transparency.
I can commit some more. And I'm just like, okay, I live and learn. There's things we all want to be better than we are today. So it's that trial and error process, and living and learning and understanding, and just trying to find better, efficient ways to do some things,
That's cool. So what are some of the services that you offer that most clients come to you for? Or what would you say would be your top one or two that you like to do or clients come to you for?
The biggest thing that I do is I help people organize and manage their I don't like to use the word wealth, because when I use that, people think that you got to have a lot of money. And that's not necessarily true, but I help them organize and manage their finances, manage their things, and get together. And I always have consultations with people. I tell people it's never a cost to talk to me. We can always talk and see where you are. And then if you're not exactly ready to start working with me, there's some things and stuff I can give you some tips to get you ready and just get you on that path.
I
And
like
so I
that.
think just because you're not ready right now doesn't mean no forever. It's
Mhm.
just that there's some things that we have to work on and get together, and some things that I call it homework, because there
Yeah.
is some things that we sometimes we say we're ready to do some things, and we're not necessarily ready until
Once you get the homework, you're like,
once
oh,
you
I thought I
homework,
was
and then you're
ready.
like, okay, I'm ready for this, or no, I'm not. I need a little more time, and that's fine. And it's always meeting you where you are and talking to you and giving you the resources and things that you can need to get you better. Because at the end of the day, that's what I'm about. I'm about getting you better than where you were yesterday.
I love it. I love it. But we can't wait for your tips. I know I'm looking forward to seeing them. You have a very I love getting those emails too, because you have a if you're not on her email list, get on the email list, because you get some emails out that give us a heads up about stuff before it hits. Like I always get the emails from you early before the shoot. What's the stock? We talked about these two stocks not long
Oh,
ago.
Amazon.
Yep. Before Amazon is another one that also took a shares, how they split their shares.
Oh, the split. Yeah.
Yep. It's Amazon another one. It's another one. They hit about the same time. But you were sending out emails about that ahead of time, letting people know it's coming. June, Amazon, and another one was going to be doing some
Google.
share splits and stuff. And so I like that. If people are into that lane, you talked. Another one came out, something about crypto or something like that. So it's a lot of different topics that come out from the newsletters that I get from Edward Jones. So I just love that.
Yeah, and
So
that's the thing. I just love to give people information, because I tell sometimes you may not be exactly ready, but it's just having that information and having questions and being
hmm
able to read and do different things. Because I tell I'm one person. I don't claim
exactly.
to know everything, but I can help you get the information and stuff that you need. So,
hmm
and that's basically like when you reached out to me today. I was sitting here in my office. I was doing some research on some stuff, and then I was like, "Yeah, I got a couple minutes. I can jump in and say hi to, and just really talk through this as I debrief from how we're going to actually do this." Because hey, look, it took me about 20 minutes to figure out how to log in. I said, "Now y'all know I'm not technology savvy." This was like, I
And
was
I didn't
like,
even tell you guys. And everybody's been on the show before. And this is the crazy thing. It was so easy to pull up the pictures. I had Annette, she'd been on the show, Michelle and Gwen. So I already had their pictures in a frame, little frames that I with the hidden
mhm.
plain sight or. So I went looking for you. I said, wait a minute, I don't even have her. She's never been on there before. So I had to hurry up and make one. So that when you see I had to find your picture, go in Adobe Spark, and I don't even like design and stuff. I,
Oh,
I like Canva, but Adobe's a whole different beast. So my sister did the frame. So when I had to put a net and everybody's in there, all I had to do is plug in their pictures and change their titles and stuff for the frames. But for yours, I couldn't size the picture up right. I had to go and crop it, and so I'm doing all this at 12, so like one something.
oh,
I
don't
think
feel
I
bad.
left the house. I left the
I
house
was
maybe
sitting there
about
like,
I'm telling you, I had to be on at 2 o'clock with Michelle, and I'm still in there 12:40, twelve
and I
fifty.
saw
I'm
hers
still
too.
in Adobe Spark trying to size your picture up right. I said, wait a minute, I don't even have nothing for her.
So, I was watching live while I was trying to figure out how to log in.
And
So
I
I was,
just sent it thinking I forgot to give you instructions because everybody else knew. I send you the link, just click the link, jump into the green room, put your name and title, and I'll let you in when I forgot to even tell you that. So sorry.
hey, that just tells you how determined I am. Because I had look, I googled the instructions. I was like,
Oh my God.
I'm gonna figure out how to get this, even if I come in late and they done. I'm gonna figure out. But no, that's
You
just
pop
how.
right in. You hit the
So
link, it was easy. I hope it was easy. Was it kind of hard to
no, you know what? It was actually pretty easy once I did it. I just had to. I always carry my laptop with me because my work computer sometimes won't let me do stuff. So I had to go on to my personal laptop, and that was it. That made it a little easier, so I
Oh,
was able to maneuver around. So
okay. Good deal.
no, once I got on, I was like, okay, we're good to go. We're good
I
to
am
go.
so
No,
sorry. I forgot. But yeah, so that it was like that for everyone. It's like, oh God. So like I said, she just popped in. Annette was like, I've been here before. I already know. Just pop in. We're gonna get Annette to put her full name next time and her business name when she pop in here the next time. We don't hear you because your mic's not on.
What
I had to
came
mess
up?
with her.
My first name just came up, and I was like, "Oh, there it is," and I just clicked in. I didn't even think about it, but I will next time.
We gonna get
Hey,
Annette.
no, in this world of virtual, I normally just put my first name, but then I was like, oh, let me put this all this
Full
stuff
name in your business.
in with it.
I will. I have a question.
Mhm.
So is there a minimum investment, to start at Edward Jones with Edward Jones, like a
There's
minimum amount?
there's really no minimum amount. We just kind of talk and work through. There's different options of how you can choose to work with us. And so, what I typically do is just do a good consultation with everybody, see what you're trying to accomplish, and then we go from there and decide what option would be the best option to work with you on there. And so, that's the beauty of that I can pick and choose who I want to work with, and it's not necessarily a dollar amount per se, to get there, because I know that sometimes deters people. So it's just finding the series or platform that's best for you, works best for you, and what you're trying to accomplish.
What about do you provide service for like IRAs?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We do IRAs, Roth IRAs are big, traditionals. And so I tell people the best way I sum it up to Miss Linda was cracking up when I told her, I said, I handle all things financial.
Okay.
What?
So
All
I
things
may have
financial.
some tips for you because my husband owned a business and we need to add to a retirement account. So
Yeah, especially for him and for their own business owners, he will probably either do a SEP or a simple plan, depending on the employees and how it's set up. Definitely. Because
okay,
there are some major tax advantages that you guys could probably are not taking advantage of that you could probably be taking advantage of.
right. So
That's the first series to talk about what to do for self-employed people for their
yeah, he's
Hmm.
self-employed and
into retirement.
yeah, he hasn't been able to put in, and so now we're trying to find where to start. We just didn't know where to start him at. So
Mhm.
now we're starting to ask the questions. So I will be contacting you.
Yep. I am definitely open to having that conversation and just
Okay.
giving you options and letting you know what's out there. Because I think that's a lot of times too is the frustration or the confusion is that we really don't know. And I want to debunk that myth that you have to have all this access to talk to an advisor or to talk to someone about your finances. And that's not true.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Knowledge is power. And I tell
There
people
you
the
go.
more you know, the
Mhm.
better you know, and it's just ideas. And it may not be right there for you right now, but at least you have the information and know
right.
where to go.
Exactly. Well,
Definitely.
that's good. But get your questions together, girls. So now you have met Antionetta Freeman if you haven't met her before. And like I said, oh, that's right. You guys have not met before. Just thought
Yeah.
about that. Yep, Antionetta. We started talking before the holiday, before December. We had a long conversation. I know it was
Yeah.
December. I remember that much.
I
Um,
know that's what I laughed at. I said, yeah, we've been trying to get a Mr. Net. This how long we've been trying to get. So it happened before 2022 came in. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this together. I'm gonna get this together. 2022 came in, and then it was like, what's all going on in the market? Things have been all over, and I'm like, okay, Miss Linda, I'm still trying to get my life together because I'm running.
and you know I don't go away, so I keep hitting her up. Say, so what you doing?
Yeah,
When you gonna officially join us? When you gonna
I'm
start doing
like,
your series? Um,
So
yes.
are you in the directory? Your contact information? Is she in the directory?
because
No.
I didn't think did yours go in there? Did you ever do yours?
I asked you, was it in there? Because when I tried it again, it wouldn't take it said my email address is already in there. So,
Okay, so I'll have to talk to the lady because I have two that she's looking at.
okay.
That Amy tried to change her email address and it wouldn't allow her to change her
Okay.
email address. So what I'll do is I'll look at yours and Amy's and Michelle's and one other Gwen, I think. No, one other person submitted there. So I have to see what it looks like on the
I
back
have
end.
to, you know what?
Okay.
I have to see because I don't know. I know I did my stuff and I know I added it to the directory, but then I know I think it's in the directory, but I am still not getting the emails from the newsletter.
What email do I have for you then?
See, and that's what I think we got to discuss. We can discuss it offline about which one is.
Oh, sorry, I forgot we're live. We just talk like we normally talk, people. We forget we're live. As you can tell, it's an hour and 19 minutes. We still on here. So
Yeah.
I was waiting, hoping my other person would show up because I said 2 o'clock to 3:30 or something to give myself time to make sure everybody got a chance to talk. But I'm going to hit her up after we get off here because, again, she's in California. So I'm thinking if she pops up now, I'll be like, okay, so you did mean like 2:30 your time, not our time. So I'm going to hit her up because, and I will have to do hers separately because hers is focused on her health and wellness challenge that's coming up for us to do. So she'll probably
Yeah, I'm
need more
excited
time.
about that.
Girl, you. So I definitely want her to get on here and talk about the challenge coming up because I need to do something too. And Antionetta, if you got a health and wellness, financial challenge for us, you better think of it too because that may be a good one to get us going too. If we're doing a health and wellness challenge, you may do a financial challenge as well. But thank you, ladies, for joining. You have anything else to share? Put some notes in the comments. Definitely put some notes in there other than what I already have. If there's some other way you want people to contact you, I make sure I hit you guys up earlier to get your links to put in the descriptions of where people can find you. Anything else you want to share, leave it in the comments for people, emails, whatever you need to share. Any upcoming trips, upcoming speaking engagements you're at, Antionetta? Because you didn't tell people other stuff you do in the community because you're a part of a lot of different things as well. So definitely share that before we get off.
Yes. So I like this past weekend, right? See, I have done so much in this past 2 weeks. I'm like, because I was part of the the YPCC conference, the Young Professional of Color.
Okay.
Young professionals of color, and just basically talking to them about financial stability and awareness. And then I work with Project Green a lot, doing some things there. I work with Spring GR.
Yes.
I'm one of the coaches and mentors of helping with young, with new business owners.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just froze up.
Did I freeze?
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
With that, and
Right.
just I tell people I'm always open to speak at businesses wherever you need me to speak and give some key nuggets of advice. I do. I try to make it as much. I've spoken at churches and just done everything, and then I have my own seminars and stuff at my office. And since my office has been complete, because I went through a complete remodel and now it's completely done.
I've been wanting to get there.
Yes, it's completely done. And so I have all the space available that I need to do some of the things that I was doing. So that's why we too were kind of off, because I was like, let me get this together first. So
And you're located where, so people know where to find you here in Grand Rapids?
I am on 924 Cherry Street, Southeast, Suite B. I am between Eastern and Diamond. If you know where the Greenwell restaurant is,
Yes.
I am right next door.
If y'all know where the Greenwell, get y'all drinks on. Y'all know. I've been to the Greenwell. Food is good. I know, but
We share the same exact building. So you walk out their door, you have to, depending on where you park, you have to pass my office to get to them. So I am
just
literally
told you guys, you're going
right
to Greenwell for a drink. Stop in. Get your
Yes.
financial advisor before you spend your money on your food drinks. Just saying. Just joking, girl. Y'all spend your money.
No, look,
Just had to
enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself.
Just joking. But yes, so that's where she is. She's right here in Grand Rapids. And of course, you don't have to be in Grand Rapids to talk to her. Trust me. You can find her. All the information is right there. Anything else you ladies want to share before we log off? I gotta get ready. I got somebody coming in my office for a notary signing. Y'all forget I do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I forgot I'm a notary.
Yes,
Yes, I have
a streams of income.
notary signing. Huh?
I said the lady with all the different streams of income.
Girl, please. I got my little notary bag over there ready for when she come in. I just sent you a link for a Canva Pro class.
You did.
And that's good. Do you do traveling?
With the ebooks? Huh?
Do you do traveling notary?
Yes,
Like,
girl.
okay, we have to talk because
Oh yeah, I'm a traveling notary. I go to people, nursing homes all over the place. I've been all over the place. So you get a little fee for traveling. You know, gas is high, but
I,
there is a fee for a traveling notary, just so you know.
oh,
And this lady's coming from Lowell, Spring GR. She coming from Lowell here to my office in Wyoming. So
gotcha.
no traveling fee for her. I don't have to go anywhere. She's coming here to the office, so it makes it easy.
Got it.
But
Got
yes,
it.
just so you know, just remember I got my little notary
Okay.
number. Okay, ladies, thank y'all for dropping in. I'm so glad to see you, ladies. Thanks for sharing all the stuff you got on. Oh, I feel so greasy. I was telling Michelle, I'm
Sweating.
jumping. I was telling Michelle I tried this face oil that I got from a pop up or something. I said, I don't know. I think I may put too much on. I'm not sweating. It's really just the oil, but I can't get. It's like I'm so shiny.
I thought
But
you were
anyway, not
having
sweating. It's just the
those
oil.
episodes.
Yep, I just feel so shiny. But thanks again for dropping in. You guys are gonna come back because I'm gonna have you guys come back and do some
Mhm.
updates, and you can come back anytime. Everybody will be able to check you out in the replay. Make sure you put in the comments again all you need them to know. Again, so when
Okay.
they check out the replay. Again, thanks for joining us.
All
Come
right.
back anytime. Make sure you guys
I-
stick around when I end the broadcast. So just stick around. But as a guest, thanks for joining us. Please leave your questions in the comments. If you have any questions for the guests today, for Annette, Antionetta, and Michelle, if you have questions for them and you want to know about the services, leave your information in there so they can answer you as well. No, Annette did not Gwen did not just pop on. Gwen popped on as we were logging off. But you ladies, if you have to go, I understand. But
I
I'm
have to
going
go.
to,
I
So
have to go.
talk to you later.
I understand. So I'm going to get Gwen on here, ladies. I want to get her on. I want you guys to meet her, but make sure you log off. Gwen, I was just talking about you. I said, Gwen's popping on here from California. So we're going to stick around and talk to you. Ned has to go and Antonetta have to go. Um, we'll talk to you later, Antonetta. Thank you so much
All
for
right.
joining.
Thank you.
Hey, Gwen. We were just
Hello.
logging off.
I'm glad I caught you. I was thinking 2:30 my time.
I just told them that. I said, I bet she's like, I said, I made sure I try to say 2:30 EST, right?
I looked at everything you did. You did everything perfectly. I just got it all mixed up. I apologize.
That's
I
okay.
apologize.
But what we're going to do is glad you joined us. I have a notary. A lady coming for some because I'm a notary to have some items notarized at 4. So just talk with your kid about the challenge, and we're gonna have you come back. So
Okay.
share who you are, where you're from, and what you do, and a bit about the challenge. Then I'm gonna have you come back and finish talking about the challenge. Huh.
Okay.
I
So
hate to
you
miss
want me
the
to
other. I have 3 other ladies on here.
share that now or when I come back?
Oh no, you're gonna share it now since you're already here, girl.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. And I'll be brief because I appreciate the time. I am Coach Gwen Buchanan, everyone. Hello. I am Gwen Buchanan, and I'm a health coach, health nutrition coach. I'm talking to Linda about doing a challenge with everyone and a 8-week challenge. It's an 8-week challenge. And so that's what I do. I help individuals get to their fitness levels or, whatever level of fitness or health plan they want to get on. I help with that. I help through nutrition. I help through motivation, support, all of that, whatever it takes, because there's so many entities to healthy living, healthy, active living. And that's what I do. And one of the ways that I do it is through a body transformation challenge. And that transformation challenge is 8 weeks long. And we go through that together, side by side, locking arms and making sure that we go over each step of the way. Accountability, awareness, and just being open and committing to taking care of our temple the way that it should be. And so that's my journey that I've been on, and I've continued it. It's a lifestyle. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle. And I look forward to talking more about what the challenge is all about.
I love the way you said taking care of our temple. It just hits. It hits a certain way when you say that, because I can tell you, I know I don't take care of myself the way I should. But when you put it in the tone of taking care of your temple, when you look at when just the way you said it, if I was to, I can't speak for other people, but if I am looking at my body as my temple, I tend to take care of it different. I tend to, just thinking about it the way you said, "Ooh, I've been not taking care of my temple. I think I need to go." I'm just thinking about all these things that I've eaten over eaten just this week, that no, I have not taken care of my temple. So when you say it like that, it just hits differently.
Yes.
Taking care of your temple.
Our temple. We only get one of them, and we have to take care of it.
I
Yes.
just lost your sound. You got like really quiet.
Better?
Okay, that's better.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
I like the way it sounds when you say that.
Yes.
And that's what Annette, the young lady who just logged off, she was like, "Oh, I want to hear about that. I want to get ready for this challenge." So she's really
Oh,
looking forward to it. So
nice.
she'll catch the replay and hear basically what it is. Because I know I didn't really couldn't tell her much because I didn't know much. I said, "Oh, she'll talk about it when she get here. How long the challenge is and what it will be." But no, we're gonna do a show. We're gonna get back on here so you can really talk about what it entails before people really jump onto it. But I'm glad you're saying it's 8 weeks. And Michele Coy was just on here talking about something she has going on. And I asked her the same question I asked you. How are we going to do this when people live all over the place, they live afar? And you talked about your communication channel will be Telegram.
Telegram. That's right.
Yeah.
Telegram. Telegram works amazing. We have Telegram works amazing. Yes. And so if you're not already on it, just download the free app. It is a free app. And I can get you set up with the registration and everything. We just have to connect with our telephone numbers so that we can get the room going, the chat going. And it works really well. It works really well. We've not had any problems with it. So I'm excited about it. Excited.
I'm excited as well. I was
I
telling
am.
Michele earlier, I said I'm on Telegram with a ebook and Canva group. So I'm in 4 or 5 different chat groups. But I was on there trying to create a chat for our group, and I can't figure it out. Maybe I just don't know how to do it, or how to do the separate rooms. I mean, how to do the separate there's 4 of them I was trying to create. So I didn't know how to do that. So I was asking Michele, I said, "Michele, I may need your help and Gwen's help, just trying to set up our HASU members." And then I have the podcast, and then I have another group that I want to keep separate. So I needed to be able to set up all these different groups in Telegram. So I'm definitely gonna need your help and Michele's how to get that set up so I can keep them separately. But yes, Michele said the same thing. She'll be using Telegram for her. She has a coaching session challenge group or something coming up this in August, I think. So we're definitely going to jump on hers and then jump on yours as well. So we like that both of you guys are using it, and then by that time you will have educated members on how to download it, like you're saying, how to get the app registered, all the stuff they need to do before the challenge happens. So
That's right.
definitely want you to talk more about that when you come back, to make sure everybody have it all set up before the challenge start, that they're not just, the day of fumbling trying to get it downloaded and all the above,
Right.
So I'm looking forward to it. But let everybody know where you're from and what you do there.
I am from California, and I do this round the clock, not round the clock, but truly it is, because I'm all around. I have clients on the East Coast, West Coast, so it is international. And so I work with people long distance. I work with people that are local with me. I have challenges going on, brick and mortar, face to face. I work individually with folks, and so I just really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I'm working now, reaching out to the children, bringing them into it, because the children are, they are the future, they are our future. And our obesity level with the children is rising. Like, it's really scary when you look at the numbers. And so the more I can reach more individuals and more parents, and more activity is going all across the board. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. We bring everybody into it, keep us active, workout challenges, just everything, because there's so many different things that that keep us going and keep us active. So as a coach, I get into all of that. I get into our minds and our bodies. It's just, this whole realm of what we're going through now is a totally different aspect of what we went through before. Everything before was strictly what you eat, and that's the most of it is what you eat. But again, it's the awareness of it. It's educating everyone on what it takes, where we are, how we got to where we were. That's huge. You know, how did we get to where we were? Talking about all of those things, just being that ear, just being there so that you don't have to do it by yourself, you know, and your energy level is low and you don't want to do the exercises, but you know, all of the reasons or excuses that we give ourselves as a coach, it empowers me to empower you to understand what it's all about and what it takes. I do have a day job, but my day job is what I do to empower this, right? This is my passion. This is my baby. This is my business that was born from me being a client myself. So I believe in it so much and I enjoy it so much that I live it every day. And so if I can help someone else do the same, we're helping each other. And to me, that's what it's all about. You know, I grew up under each one, teach one. And that's what the collective that I base everything that I do on. So we're all learning together, whatever it takes. Just know that you don't have to do it by yourself because we're right there together doing it and reaching our goals together, reaching our goals and mentally, physically, and spiritually, you know, because it's like to me and to the whole approach is like a three-legged stool. So typically we say what you eat, your activity level, and your mindset, those three. But if you look, you know, how many bar stools you want to have, right? How big is your bar? How many stools do you want to have? Because mentally, you look at all of that, and I went through a transformation just within itself, not too long ago, within the last couple of months, that tapped into a whole nother side of me that contributed to my health and my weight and my whole mindset. So it's deeper than what we think. And so that onion, you peel back the layer of that onion. Yes.
You find some stuff, won't you?
You find some stuff. But it's a good thing, you know, it's a good thing. It's not about the destination. It's the journey. It's the journey. The journey is what it's all about. And as a coach, I get to participate in the journey and make it so pleasurable and so exciting and so heartfelt that the old you and the old stuff and the old onion layers, you won't even want to see them.
All I know is, Annette, if you still watching on this, if you're still watching this live, you got your answer. You said you're going to hear more about the challenge. There you go. Yes. So she just sold it. If you didn't want to do it, you're going to do it just because she just sold it so well. She said, no, come together. I feel this and I'm all. Yes. If y'all didn't want to do a challenge before, y'all going to want to do this one just because I'm looking forward to it because it's just, it's time. Put it that way. It's time.
It's time.
It's time. And everything you said is like, it's almost like with the last, Antionetta doing the financial wellness and stuff. So financial, the health, all that goes hand in hand. So with her talking about that too, you know, it's time to start getting serious about this and really taking care of ourselves and doing all these things like you're talking. She was talking financial, you're talking health and wellness. And it's just, So I am so looking forward to this challenge. I'm looking forward to seeing who we can get on this challenge. I'm doing it because we talked about, let's just do it. And it's like, let's just do one for Hasu sponsored challenge and Hasu, you know, we just get one together and see how many members we can get and how many other women we can get. Because you don't have to be Hasu members. We're just trying to get women on this challenge. So I'm so looking forward to doing it. And It matters not where you live. She just said that's not an issue. So don't be trying to come up with, I don't live there. Or I don't, she's in California. We're in Michigan. It matters not. So we can do this challenge. So we're going to be, she's going to be, Gwen is going to be coming on more before the challenge. Did we pick a date on when it's going to start?
We said the 14th, which is next Thursday.
Okay. So we got to figure out how to get you back on here before Thursday to talk about it again.
Okay.
To get everybody set up on how to get their Telegram and all that stuff going. So we'll pop on here again with more instructions.
Okay. We'll
drop
connect
a link.
Yes.
Yep. Dropping a link and all the stuff you need people to know about. We'll do that before the 14th. So we're definitely going to have you back on to cover more information and invite more people, and then I can share it in our my newsletter as well that people may be interested in. That's not, because Facebook is Facebook. That don't mean everybody's going to see it. That's their platform. So I'll make sure I share it through the newsletter as well, and have members share it with people that they know that may be interested. Okay.
Sounds good.
Anything else you have to share before? Because I got to get ready for my notary signing, girl.
Go ahead and do that. Thank you for the time that you gave me. Though I'll make sure to write down the right time and be on the right
do this
phone.
again next week.
So
we're gonna do it again. Just glad you were able to pop on. But like I said, just check the replay out. You can see what some of the other members were talking about before you, and connect with them as well. So make sure you connect with them. Put the information in the comments. So if people come back and check this replay, you want to have everything you want to put in the comments about Telegram or your when it starts and all the above. Drop them in the comments. This video goes nowhere. So whenever someone sees the replay, they'll have it in the comments. Okay?
Sounds good.
But thank you for joining us.
Right.
Enjoy your day. Stick
Yes.
around for a minute when I end this broadcast. Again, thank you guys. It's been an hour 41 minutes. But again, you met 4 of our hostile members. They talked about what they do. They introduce themselves. They have talked about what some of their series are going to be about. If I'm not mistaken, you're going to be doing a weekly or bi-weekly series as well in the group, talking about whatever you want to talk about. So you've met them. You can connect with them here in the comments section. You have their information, how to connect with them in the description, because I left everybody's Facebook page and the information. You can connect with them there as well. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week with Gwen Buchanan. She'll be talking more about the challenge to get you guys ready for that. So I'm going to be taking a challenge. Hostile members, definitely take the challenge so we can support Gwen and get going in what she has going on for Coach Gwen. Oh, I can't wait. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk to you later. And you